Hello friends, as you know that we have been analyzing and summarizing William Cooper's autobiographical poem that is on the receipt of my mother's picture. We have analyzed four stanzas of this poem in our previous two lectures, and now we are with the stanza 5 and 6 of this poem. These are the remaining stanzas of this poem. I think you have come to know what about the poem is and what the poet is describing at all. He is remembering, recollecting his childhood when his mother was alive. He is also remembering the time when his mother died. At that time, he was only 6 years old. But how he felt, how he saw that his mother was taken to the burial ground. And he also remembers all the memories which are connected with his mother, how his mother loved him, how she cared him, how she uh, put her hands, her fingers on his head. So all these things are permanently rooted in the memory of the poet. And now let's go with the stanza 5. What does the poet here says? That is, the poet says that alas, all those days would come back. The days when his mother was alive, if can come back. So could time, his flight reversed, restore the hours when playing with thy vestures tissued flowers. So he makes a longing for those days when his mother was alive. So he wants to get those time, those hours back when he used to play with the flowers which were on the on the dress of his mother, the different colors, the pink, the violet, the jasmine, and he used to pin them on the paper as well. And looking at all this, his mother would feel happy, and thou wast happier than myself the while. So when I used to play with those colors, those flowers, I would get pleasure. I would be pleased. But my mother would please or would be happier than me. Wouldst softly speak, and then she would softly speak to him and stroke my head and smile. And stroking his hand, that is putting her fingers into, on his head, and then smiling. Could those few pleasant hours again appear? So the poet wishes, the poet longs for, if those hours, those time could come back, again appear. Might one wish bring them, would I wish them here? That is his only wish, the one wish, if that can be fulfilled, then he says that he would like to have those time back, those hours back here. I would not trust my heart, the dear delight seems to be seems so to be desired. Perhaps I might. But no, what here we call our life is such so little to be loved, and thou so much, that I should ill requite thee to constrain thy unbound spirit into bonds again. So he says that she was happier than him, and then she would speak softly and stroke his head. Then he says, for those moments, if they could come back, he wonders that his only this wish uh, is so powerful enough to bring those moments back. But he also knows very well that it can never happen. Then he stops himself at the thought of bringing his mother back to life. So the idea of bringing his mother back to life now changed. He says no, no, he doesn't want that because he thinks that his mother is happier. His mother is happier in the heaven. So there is so little about this life which is left to be loved. It means he means to say that there is nothing too much in this life which can be loved. That is, this life, the worldly life, is full of difficulties, miseries, unhappiness, sorrows, pains, etc. So he doesn't want that his mother's unbound spirit should be bound into bonds again, bounds into the bonds of life. We all are constrained, we all are bound by the problems, hurdles, or the conditions of the life. So he changes this idea of bringing his mother back into life because this life is not so good one. Then in the sixth stanza, I am not reciting these lines. You can yourself go with the lines. I just give you the gist or the summary what is there in these lines. So here the poet now in these lines compares his mother to a splendid ship that is a gallant bark. The word the gallant bark from Albion coast. Albion coast is the ancient name for English coast. इंग्लैंड का जो कोस्ट है उसका पुराना नाम एल्बियन है. तो वो अपनी जो मदर है उसकी यहाँ पे कंपैरिजन कर रहा है, कंपेयर कर रहा है किससे? बहुत ही शानदार शिप, गैलेंट शिप, बार्क. और वो भी कहाँ पर? एंशियंट नेम ऑफ इंग्लैंड, जो एल्बियन है कोस्ट है उसका ही जो है कि जो बहुत ही गैलेंट बार्क है, स्प्लेंडेड शिप है, उससे वो अपनी मदर की कंपेयर कर रहा है. और क्या कह रहा है कि विच हैज़ विदर्ड ऑल द स्टोन, बिकॉज ये जो शिप है जो गैलेंट बार्क है इसने सभी तूफानों से मुकाबला किया है. दैट इज इट हैज़ सर्वाइव्ड ऑफ ऑल काइंड ऑफ द स्टॉर्म्स एंड देन क्रॉस द ओशियन टू रीच स्मूथली एंड फास्ट इन टू द पोर्ट. और तब सब कुछ संघर्षों का, आपदाओं का मुकाबला करते हुए शिप जो है कि पोर्ट पर माने हार्बर पर, बंदरगाह पर सेफ जो है कि आइलैंड पे पहुंची है जहाँ पर द सीजन्स आर ब्राइट, मीन्स एवरीथिंग इज ओके, एंड वेयर द स्पाइसेस ब्रीथ, दैट इज द सिंबॉलिक ऑफ हेवन. सो जहाँ पे सब कुछ बढ़िया है, जहाँ हेवन जैसा, स्वर्ग जैसा वातावरण है, वहाँ पर ये सब जो है कि परेशानियों को झेलते हुए ये पहुँची है. तो यहाँ पोइट अपनी मदर की तुलना शिप से कर रहा है कि जैसे शिप सेफली सब बाधाओं को पार करते हुए सुरक्षित बंदरगाह पर पहुंची है, आइलैंड पहुंची, उसी तरह उसकी मदर इस जीवन की सभी संघर्षों और बाधाओं को पार करते हुए आफ्टर ऑल शी हैज रीच्ड इनटू द हेवन. So this is the comparison here we see. Then he sees that his mother or the ship that can be, now his mother is sitting peacefully in the heaven as the ship is also peacefully set at the port, and her form reflected on the water below while the air around her soaked perfume. So उसके अंदर जो है कि पानी के अंदर उसका रिफ्लेक्शन शिप का देखा जा सकता है, बिकॉज द वाटर इज नाउ कूल एंड काम, देर इज नो मोमेंट, एंड इन द सेम वे द रिफ्लेक्शन of her mother can also be seen. So, this is the comparison that the poet here does. Then the poet admires the swiftness with which the ship has reached the shore, which is not disturbed by tempest. तो इसके बाद में पोइट जो है कि जो शिप की जो स्विफ्टनेस है, तेज स्पीड है, उसकी कंपैरिजन भी अपनी मदर से करता है कि जिस तरह से इसकी जो स्विफ्टनेस है शिप की, उसने सब टेम्पेस्ट माने तूफानों को, थंडर्स को, है ना, हवाओं को, तेज हवाओं को, सबको मुकाबला करते हुए, उनसे डिस्टर्ब न होते हुए अंतोगत्वा अपने डेस्टिनेशंस पे पहुंची है। उसी तरह उसकी मदर भी इन सब बाधाओं को दूर करते हुए आफ्टर ऑल शी हैज रीच्ड इनटू द हेवन, and that is her resting place, which is peaceful. So that now she is resting in the heaven, and the heaven is very peaceful. So also her death at such a young age is hinted here by the way. So यहाँ जो पोइट है वो अपनी मदर की जो यंग एज के अंदर डेथ हो गई थी उसको यहाँ पे पॉइंट आउट कर रहा है, क्योंकि स्विफ्टनेस किस में होती है? यंग में होती है, यूथ में होती है। Then the poet also alludes to the fact that his father consort, यहाँ जो वर्ड कंसोर्ट यूज हुआ है इस लाइन में, उनका मतलब है फादर, हैज रीच्ड बाय हर साइड सेफ फ्रॉम द डेंजरस टाइड ऑफ लाइफ। तो उसके जो फादर साहब हैं, उसके जो पिता हैं, वो भी इस डेंजरस टाइड ऑफ लाइफ को क्रॉस करके अल्टीमेटली ही हैज ऑल्सो रीच्ड बाय हर साइड इन द हेवन. So the poet also wishes to reach by their side. Here the poet has also a wish for himself that as his mother and father has reached into the heaven and they are sitting there peacefully, they are fully happy. In the same way, he also desires to go there and to sit beside them. So his ship, he says that his ship is tossed by the tempest. Now he is in this life. He is also facing those storms, those problems, those hurdles, and his sails are ripped. तो वो भी इस यात्रा कर रहा है इस संसार रूपी सागर में, और उसकी जो शिप है वो तूफानों का मुकाबला कर रही है, और उसके जो सेल्स हैं वो थोड़े टूट गए हैं, और कुछ उसके जो शिप का जो है वो जॉइंट्स जो हैं वो थोड़े फट गए हैं, और उसका कंपास भी यहाँ पे लोस्ट हो गया है, दैट इज दिशाहीन, दिशा भ्रम हो गया है, एंड ही डजंट नो वेयर टू गो एंड टू विच साइड he should go. So he is completely confused in this world. That is what he wants to say. So every passing day brings more challenges to the poet. He says that every day brings more challenges to him, and the current never favors him. और जो समुद्र रूपी संसार रूपी सागर में जो हवाएं चल रही हैं वो दे आर नॉट फेवरिंग हिम, वो उसके फेवर की नहीं है कि ताकि वो आसानी से उसको क्रॉस कर जाए। जैसे अगर ओशियन के अंदर करंट्स आपके फेवर में हैं तो आपकी जो शिप है वो इजीली जो है कि सेल करती है, अदरवाइज इफ द करंट्स आर अगेंस्ट you, then it is very difficult to overcome them. This is what he wants to say. Then he also says that he is rather filled with joy at the fact that his parents are safe when whatever his position on the earth might be. So one consolation into his mind is that he is happy that his parents are safe and happy in the heaven. It doesn't matter, he says, that his position on the earth is not like that, or he is unhappy. But it's okay if he is unhappy on the earth, but he is happy because his parents are happy in the heaven. So he cannot boast of a birth from the loins of a royalty or rulers of the earth, but he is proud of the fact that he can claim of his sonships from the parents who have found their place in the heaven. So he is proud of his parents who have got their position in the heaven, and they are happy there. Then the poet suddenly comes to the realization that he must bid a farewell to the memories of his mother. तो हम क्या देख रहे हैं अब तक कि ये सब पोइट क्या कर रहा है. पोइट इज ड्रीमिंग अ ड्रीम, टेकिंग ए ड्रीम. द पोइट इज in his imagination and he creates this picture before him through the imagination, and in his imagination he memorizes his past age, the days when his mother was alive. So all these pictures or the scenes have been created through his imagination, a dream that he is taking. But now he says it is time to take goodbye, to say farewell to that imagination or to that dream. So he suddenly comes to the realization that he must bid a farewell to the memories of his mother. क्योंकि now it's time. इमेजिनेशन कितना का आपको जैसे कीट्स ने कहा है, कीट्स ने एक ओड जो लिखा है कीट्स ने, परहैप्स दैट इज द ओड टू ए नाइटिंगल. तो उसमें जो लास्ट स्टेंजा है उसमें कीट्स भी उस ओड के अंदर शुरू के जो स्टेंजाज है उसमें वो इमेजिनेशन की दुनिया में चला जाता है और नाइटिंगेल का सॉन्ग को एंजॉय करता है, उसको डिस्क्राइब करता है. लेकिन लास्ट के स्टेंजा में देखेंगे तो ये कहता है कि एड्यू फेयरवेल, फैंसी कैन नॉट चीट सो वेल. अर्थात जो इमेजिनेशन में हम घूम रहे हैं, आनंद ले रहे हैं, वो जो है कि ज़्यादा देर हमें चीट नहीं कर सकती. मीन्स वी हैव टू रियलाइज द रियलिटी वंस एट ए टाइम. माने one day we have to realize the reality of this life. You cannot enjoy all the time in your imagination. You cannot keep yourself always in the dream or in the dreaming, because the dreams and imaginations are always happy giving, peace giving, but that is not the reality. So we have to face the reality at last. So he says, time unrevoked, time which is still in force. So time is very powerful. All poets have said so, all the philosophers have said so. What? That time is very powerful. It is time which destroys everything. It's the time that you enjoy something at a time. It is time which is very powerful. So now he says that now the time has come that I should say farewell to my imagination or my dream, that the dream of the memories of his mother. But then he says that he is quite content, he is satisfied, that his wishes are gratified, क्योंकि उसकी इच्छाओं की पूर्ति हो गई, उसने अपनी माँ को याद कर लिया, माँ के बारे में सोच लिया, उससे मन में उसको तसल्ली हुई. जब भी हम हमारे भूतकाल पास्ट के दिनों को याद करते हैं, पास्ट की कोई अच्छी चीज़ों को हम याद करते हैं, तो हम इमोशनल भी हो जाते हैं. लेकिन वो जो इमोशन होना है वो हमें ग्रेटिफाई करता है, हमें सेटिस्फाई करता है, हमारे फीलिंग्स को सेटिस्फाई करता है, एंड वी आर रिलैक्स्ड somehow. So by the help of contemplation, he says, he was able to relieve his childhood. तो अपने चाइल्डहुड को वो अपने कंटम्पलेशन मानी मेडिटेशन, चिंतन, इमेजिनेशन के थ्रू उसने सेटिस्फाई किया है. एंड ही सेज दस ही वॉज एबल टू रिन्यू द जॉयज दैट वाज वंस हिज. और इमेजिनेशन के थ्रू ही वो सारी खुशियाँ उसने रिन्यू की हैं जो कि एक टाइम उसने एंजॉय करी थी, without committing the sin of violating his mother's rest. Okay. Then he says he is soothed by the promise provided by the wings of fancy. Wings of fancy, again imagination, wings of imagination. So that leap of imagination which gives him an imitation, mimic show of the memories with his mother. So this was all because of the imagination, because of the fancy, which brings all the memories of his mother before him, before his eyes. And then he says, time has only half succeeded in his theft. Even though his mother's physical presence to comfort him has been lost to him. Her memories will suffice to soothe him for the rest of his life. तो ये कहता है कि उसकी जो मदर की फिजिकल प्रेजेंस है, हालांकि वो उसको कंसोल करने के लिए, कंफर्ट देने के लिए अभी नहीं है, फिजिकल प्रेजेंस उसकी माँ की नहीं है, लेकिन उसकी माँ की जो याद है, उन्होंने उसकी पूरी जो जीवन, शेष जीवन बचा है, उसको कंसोल, उसको सोलेस, उसको जो है कि शांति प्रदान करने के लिए, उसको जो है कि कंफर्ट प्रदान करने के लिए काफ़ी जो है वो सफिशियंट है, और ऐसा उसने किया है. So, dear friends, this is what from me for this poem. And now we have completed this poem. In our next videos, we will meet with another new poems. Till then, enjoy yourself. Be happy. Bye bye.